Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather in Europe and also in the US. Some stuff very quick. So let's see very quick for Europe. Today is July 11th. We do have a level 2 spots of Estonia, in 2 spots of Belarus, Russia, and Latvia, and also another one spots of Spain. And also level 1 spots of Italy, Slovenia, in Romania, and this one Iberia into southern France. So be careful in those areas. Should be a level 2, it should cause parts of northern Spain, mainly for large to very large hail, heavy rainfall, severe wind gusts. So really be careful of the hail and severe wind gusts and so heavy rain. A level surrounds the level 2 for the same threats but smaller probability. A level 1 is for northeastern Italy, mainly for large hail and severe wind gusts, and also for the southern Carpathians, mainly for heavy rainfall. And a level 2 is issued across northeastern Belarus, northwestern Russia, eastern Latvia, Estonia, mainly for damaging wind gusts, large to very large hail. So be careful in those areas. And level 1 is across eastern Ukraine to southwestern Russia, mainly for large hail and heavy rainfall. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. So there in Spain, at the low to mid upper troposphere, we will slowly move eastwards during the day across the region. So providing enough scale lift into forward flank. So this cut off low like an upper trough. So let's say closer to the surface, a dry line was established between the lowlands and the highlands of northern Spain and Oslo, simulated during the late afternoon hours. Combination of this boundary, the local mountains and the orography will provide the lifting mechanism for storms and the highest coverage expected in evening to overnight hours, especially like in those areas, in the level 2 and across the level 1. So be careful. And here there's like the forecast profiles reveal the Cape levels range from 1,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. So the Cape is very serious there. There's a lot of Cape and zero for 6 kilometers bulk shear between 10 and 20 meters per second. The best Cape and shear overlaps forecast in the Zaragoza area, whereas the highest likelihood of storms forecast near Bilbao and the severe weather threats forecast with the storms. So please be careful. And early on, very large severe gusts will heavy rainfall take over later as the storms go upscale and the boundary layer becomes more stable. The level 2 is introduced, the somewhere the highest coverage of severe weather is expected. So please be careful. And they do say storms will spread east during the night, may eventually reach the coastline of Catalonia. So be aware. And then in Latvia, through Estonia and Belarus, there's this northwest, northeast oriented cold frontal boundary. They'll become focused on widespread thunderstorm activity during the day. A tongue of hot air mass with steep mid-troposphere left way to advance ahead of the cold front from the continental Russian overlapping 12 to 14 joules per kilogram specific humidity grams per kilogram and close to the ground. This will yield a high cape reaching 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. Much of the cape will be confined to the mid upper troposphere. Strong warm air action ahead of the front combined with the modest mid troposphere flow aloft. The curved holographs characterize around 15 meters per second for the low level shear and 1,150 to 300 meters squared per second squared in the 0 for 3 kilometer layer are simulated. So marsh, so be careful. So the first storms likely be ongoing already in the morning, rapidly increasing coverage by noon. It's already known there. So the first initiating cells may be supercells with a large hail damaging wind gusts with the mean flow parallel to the front and shear confined to the bottom 3 kilometers. A fast upscale growth is anticipated with one or two bow echoes developing and moving across the area. Expect a widespread severe wind gusts, perhaps isolated gusts exceeding 30 meters per second locally. Damage can be exacerbated by the collocation of large hail and destructive wind gusts. And this is a high-end level 2 situation, like close to a level 3, so please be careful. Storms will decay towards the late evening, close to northern Estonia, move to the Baltic Sea towards Sweden in the form of great reduced wind risk. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful across northeastern Italy as well, and Ukraine and Russia, spots of the mountains in Eastern Europe. So be careful, but especially the level 2, the highest risk. And tomorrow for Saturday, I expect a similar thing. I think tomorrow they might have a level 2 over like most of northeastern Spain here, even branching to southern France, but especially in Spain. So be aware tomorrow. This link's in the description if you want to check. Don't know if we have time tomorrow, but if we have, we'll sure try to make an update. So please be aware. And here now for this lightning and hail threat, does show for Friday today, spots of Spain. There's even that hatched area with probability for like 5 centimeter in diameter hail or even larger across right the level 2 across those areas in Aragon to Catalonia. So be careful. It shows around Ukraine to Russia, Belarus, even to all the north to Estonia, some chances for very large hail. So stay safe in those areas. And Saturday is looking even bigger across Ukraine. So there's even like a 40 to 50% chance of 5 centimeter or larger hail, and still around Russia and those areas. So please be careful. Shows across Spain as well. This time closer to the coast. Most of northeastern Spain, some large hail and lightning possible. So be careful. There's the 3-hour probability that has something interesting. So the 3-hour probability for today, Friday, increases as high up as 25 to 40% chance of large hail and greater than 5 centimeters in diameter, especially Latvia and to Russia. So this might be very serious, those storms. So please be careful and like stay safe. Don't be out in the open, and if you stay weather aware, try to receive warnings. I don't know how the meteorological agencies of those countries are exactly for severe warnings, but just keep watching the sky and see if you can find any warnings and stay safe. And please be careful, some damage winds. Try not to leave a lot of stuff in your lawn and everything, and stay safe. So here for Saturday, does increase more against Saturday afternoon across Belarus, some very large hail, and does show especially like in the morning into the afternoon there in Spain Saturday, and during the night it already goes away, but Sunday shows in the Mediterranean close to Italy, some higher chances again, and even still showing Russia into Ukraine Sunday afternoon. So still watching Sunday, be careful in those areas. There's this high resolution model for Western Europe, and it's still showing storms growing the Pyrenees by 4 p.m. And then this goes, they might make it to the coast by like 7 to 8 p.m., but still kind of uncertain. But those ones around Zaragoza and further north in Spain, around Bilbao, some stronger ones. This goes, and Saturday shows they start around Valencia, further south. So very strong ones there, so really be careful. This goes later, they spread further northeast near like central to southern areas of Catalonia, into spots to southern France as well. So Saturday shows Saturday afternoon, some stronger ones near further inland into Spain in Aragon, and many scared ones across Catalonia. So this is a very dynamic situation. Might be like hit or miss. So you can get a very strong one, or it might pass just near you. So this is a very dynamic scenario. But in case case you get hit by one, it might be very strong, especially for the winds and some hail possible. But be careful damaging wind, especially in some lightning, especially if there's a lot of people at the beach. Be careful with lightning. So Saturday, this goes does show this line grows stronger by the afternoon, central Catalonia into southern France as well. So be careful in Aragon, more spots further north. But this line might be very strong late in the afternoon. So this goes and shows still some vigorous storms on the evening, central to northeastern Spain. This goes there and does show during the night, one or two closer to the central coast. So be aware, but this changes all the time. So just be aware during the late night shows into southern France, possibly finger or two. So be aware. There's the icon too, shows like there are spots of Spain and France. So let's see if this manages to load. So Friday shows those storms there. Today, Saturday has storms further northern Valencia, those areas in Catalonia. Then it shows the similar situation, very scattered around. And then this goes later, shows more in the evening, tonight, then it goes away. There's the arpeggiator, shows like Fridays, mainly in the mountains, but they might get close. Friday evening further north, and then Saturday, the arpeggiator has very scared. Most of northeastern Spain will get some form of rain, but depending where you are, it might hit or miss you. So be aware Saturday, and then Sunday it's gone. Just a finger to the Pyrenees Sunday, but on the coast it's gone. So yeah, be careful in those areas and stay safe, especially Saturday there, but today as well. So be aware. Now, if you check these weather warnings here, you can get a good idea. So, like rachas muy fuertes de viento y granizo and heavy rain. So, be careful. You can check the warnings for France as well. I think they have it in French here. Not sure. It's mainly in English, but there's another site in the description that's in French. So, be aware. It shows like some coastal wind warnings, southern Spain, more stuff in northern Africa. In Italy, they already have some warnings. So, especially for Sunday, because when those storms exit Spain, they will head towards Italy on Sunday. So, some very strong to severe storms central Italy on Sunday. So, beware, most of northern into central Italy and even Rome will get some. So, stay safe, be careful as well, especially some heavy rain and hail. And there's a possibility of water spouts as well, especially near coastal areas. So, be careful too. Here does show like the storms will be mainly in mainland Spain, but something might come close to the Balearic Islands too. So just stay aware, be aware there as well. And here, northeastern Europe shows like Friday today, those storms in Latvia to Estonia, especially those more severe ones further in the late in the afternoon. There's this high resolution model shows that low pressure spinning there, but it doesn't go as far north as Estonia. So let's get the icon to see what it shows. So it shows later by the evening to the night. This line goes into Latvia and to Estonia. Possibly there's a few bow echoes, like they mentioned. So stay safe in those areas, especially the hail, the damaging winds. And with that low level shear, there might be a tiny tornado threat, but today not really as yesterday. So more hail damage winds today. So stay safe in those areas and still taking a look at next week. Still shows a few storms around Central Europe. Shows a front in the UK Tuesday the 15th with some rain, and still especially in Eastern Europe still shows some storms next week. So be aware those areas, but really stay safe today those severe storms, northeastern Europe and also in Iberia. So be careful in those areas. Now the US does show this light risk from Kansas to Michigan. And the reason I'm mentioning this because the tornado threat has increased slightly from yesterday. So now it's a 5% in Illinois, including Chicago, 5%. So be careful into Iowa, northern Missouri. So stay safe in those areas. And the 2% goes all the way to Michigan. The wind is 5-15% and some 5% hail as well. So be careful. Strong to severe storms like impact a corridor from the North Missouri Valley into southern parts of the Great Lakes region this afternoon and evening, accompanied by risk for damage, wind gusts, and a few tornadoes, some hail. So stay safe, especially if tornadoes occur there. Stay weather aware. Have some ways to receive warnings. There's still slight risk for tomorrow in Michigan, into Ohio, and spots in Indiana. So some damaging winds, some 5% hail too, and a small tornado for 2% from Indiana to Michigan into Ohio. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. The marginal goes all the way down to Texas. So be careful these areas in between. Scared damaging winds are possible across northeast Indiana into northwest Ohio to eastern Michigan on Saturday. A broad swath of isolated severe thunderstorms anticipated from the Great Lakes to the southern High Plains, mainly Saturday afternoon and evening. So stay safe Saturday. There's like day three still shows two marginals across Texas and all the way to Indiana. This other one in the northeast and some general storms in the south, southeast in the green. Marges severe thunderstorms are possible across the eastern half of the US to the to the mid-Atlantic region, northward into the upstate New York. Additional strong severe storms possible across the southern Great Plains, northeast into the middle Mississippi Valley. So be aware as well for day three, Sunday. So especially today, that's light risk. Stay safe. There's still some isolated dry thunderstorms in Colorado possible today. So stay safe in those areas. Now some quick dynamics. So let's see in Europe first. Shows like Cape, especially northeastern Spain. Those Cape values are skyrocketing today, close to 2,000 joules per kilogram or more. Later in the afternoon, still shows a lot before those storms come by. So there's a lot of energy in the afternoon. But Saturday shows a lot of Cape to begin with, but later decreases because of the storms. But does show a few spots more than 1,000, 2,000 joules per kilogram tomorrow. So be careful in those areas. And here further northeast shows like the air pressure across Estonia and Latvia does peak around Latvia into Russia, close to 2,500 joules per kilogram in southernmost Estonia. So a lot of energy as well. Stay safe in those areas. And as you heard before about the wind shear and everything, just more dynamics adding up. So be careful. And here shows now spot the US. There's the her shows this afternoon into Iowa, spots in Illinois, more Cape, especially southern Iowa to 3,000 joules per kilogram. But most of the storms, like the 5% tornado threat, is around Illinois in those areas. So those show 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram northern Illinois in those areas. So be careful, but the highest Cape is further south. So beware. It does show a lot in Michigan to Ohio for Saturday tomorrow. So stay safe as well. Those storms here shows like a storm or two in the morning now there in Iowa, but especially later in the afternoon, these stronger ones. You can see some very strong ones in Illinois, into southern Wisconsin and Iowa, northern Missouri too. So be careful. Those ones might have some tornadoes with them and large hail, especially damaging winds. So this goes and dissipates later into the night, and a few strong severe ones in Ontario, spots of Canada. So be aware, the few ones in the marginal risk in the plains. So Sunday does show here like it doesn't go as far out as the afternoon, but you can already see a few storms starting in the Midwest. So stay safe in those areas. Now for like let's see if they have anything for Canada. Very quick, especially because they're in like southern Manitoba, so shows that's Thursday, so day two. I think I showed you day two yesterday, but just to make sure, a funnel cloud or two possible some spots of Saskatchewan to Manitoba, the strongest storms, but the strong ones being in Ontario for Friday today, Central Ontario. There's even like in Area B, even 200 km per gust, a few storms, and up to 4 centimeter hail, some heavy rain. So stay safe in those areas. In Quebec, a storm or two, but not really anything that impressive. So be careful in those areas. And yeah, and the show by 23C, the significant tornado parameter shows a few spots in the US, northern Illinois to 2.2%, not percent, but 2.2. And by 1C, the evening doesn't increase that much, just stays kind of around 1 to 2. But by 20s in the afternoon, shows in Iowa a thing or two. So the threat is not too high today, but there's the 5%. So be careful, the stronger storms in those areas. So stay safe. Please be careful, especially those severe storms in Europe and spots of the US. Stay safe.